Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Leo. Doesn't matter if it's sun, moon, or rising, or if you have any other Leo placements. There may be a message in here for you. So Leo, I'm kind of getting this like energy of like a push and pull, or it doesn't quite feel like a this or that. Or it doesn't quite feel like two options, but it feels kind of like the phrase that was coming through was like, damned if I do it, damned if I don't. Like, it's like neither option feels like a very good option is how it's coming through for you. So anyway, that might be an energy that you're working with at the moment. Or maybe it's just, it could be sort of like a stuckness, like not sure what it is that you can do is how it's coming through. The peacock's tail. Interesting. And the uncreated. Okay. And the great work. But it came out sort of in reverse, upside down. The golden rose. Okay, so the peacock's tail talks about the full spectrum, like the complexity of different options is how it's coming through. Hold on. LV. The peacock's tail is a sacred image. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemist having shifted from single to multi-perspective. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 sets of eyes instead of one. They've discarded black and white thinking and allowed the full spectrum of colors, nuances, and solutions to come into the fold. Creative solutions to complex social and political polarities can be found in this sacred space. The force field of possibilities has opened and the alchemist has entered a new paradigm belonging to multiplicity, dimensionality, and inclusion. Utilize this perspective for positive change while it lasts. When falling back into black and white thinking, as any alchemist will do, envision the splendor of the peacock's tail. Each feather contains a shimmering universe of possibility. Interesting. So it could be something where it's like, you're seeing a lot of different options maybe, or a lot of different possibilities, or you're seeing something from many different perspectives. Perhaps a solution, like a situation in your life, you're seeing through the lens of like many different perspectives. And that's why it could be causing sort of like an internal conflict of like, well, which side do I stand on? What course of action is the right course of action? Or it could be something to do with like seeing different points of view and what each point of view would do given a situation, which is kind of feeling like they're not really, maybe there's a situation that doesn't have a simple answer is how it's coming through, especially with the golden rose, because this talks about mystery, the mystery and the unknown, and that you can't always know everything that's going to unfold. It's a secret is how it's feeling to me. The uncreated right in the middle of the spread though is talking to me about like perhaps receiving inspiration to create something, which is really interesting. Maybe you're receiving inspiration to create something out of this sort of multi-perspective sort of position that you're in, Leo. It could be something like a work of art or something that expresses your creativity in some way that specifically highlights the multi perspectives that are present here. I'm going to read the great work because that one came out in reverse. Okay, so it says attention, devotion, vocation. The magnum opus shimmers in the distance, promising purpose, achievement, and understanding. When will we get there? When will our efforts be recognized? Amidst pressure and expectations, we come to realize each alchemist's life is an accumulation of moments in which attention is placed upon a subject within the laboratory. The artist draws a single line, the poet scribes a single word, the rose forms a single leaf. The magnum opus card reminds us that the alchemical garden grows from seeds tended to by devoted hands in the grace of sun, water, and earth. You cannot force the great work. You cannot claim it or complete it. This card arrives to whispering words of encouragement. You are in the right place, the most important place for you. This is the alchemical garden. Tend to the youngest growth. Be delicate and precise. Okay. If one claims to be working on their magnum opus, it's likely they are not. The alchemist knows that the great work occurs without realizing it, as it's a collaboration with the divine. Very interesting, Leo. So because that card came out in reverse, I feel like there's kind of like this, maybe you're having sort of like a perspective shift on like what the great work, I'm putting that in quotations, the great work is actually in your life. Like, so it could have to do something with like your purpose or like, I don't know, something perhaps that you hope to achieve, maybe. I feel like maybe there's some sort of shift happening with perhaps just work in general for you. But I feel like there's something here with the peacock's tail, because that talks about like full vision of like all sides of the spectrum, where something is perhaps opening up, where maybe you were limited to like one focus or something like that, and now your focus is splitting open in a way where it's like, where it could be uncomfortable, where you feel like maybe you're being pulled in two different directions or in multiple directions, or you have a lot of different sort of projects maybe that are coming up for you, or like new opportunities perhaps. Horseshoe, good luck. Interesting. That also sort of popped out in reverse as well, though. Oh, yeah, and the yoke. Feeling tied down or frustrated with the horseshoe. So maybe you're feeling like which is really interesting. This sort of U shape is present in both, right? With the yoke. So maybe you are being pulled in two different directions, Leo. Maybe you're finding like you're frustrated with something. Like it's like if you do something, it might lead to more problems, or if you don't do something, it'll lead to other problems. Like it's kind of feeling like that. Like maybe you're feeling like there's no luck in a situation. Success, though, the uncreated, underneath the uncreated. Maybe you're creating some new form of success for you. And the rose. Romance is in the air. Interesting. Maybe your focus is shifting completely, is how it's coming through. To romance, maybe. Or maybe there's something new happening. Yeah, you have cracked cup. Dissatisfaction with life. Under the great work. Maybe you're not finding satisfaction in your work in whatever way. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Interesting. Okay, goldfish at the bottom of the deck. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Okay, so Leo, maybe you're feeling pulled in different directions at the moment. It feels kind of like more than one at least two, perhaps even more than two directions or options or potential paths is how it's feeling. The uncreated, right in the middle, you have romance is in the air and success. It could be something like you're creating something that has something to do with relationships, right? That could be like your focus is shifting towards that. But with the great work and the cracked cup the great work in reverse and the cracked cup, dissatisfaction, there perhaps is something dissatisfying with the path that you were on. But through that dissatisfaction, it's like a sincere wish is granted, actually. It could be that you're like, there's an energy here of like being dissatisfied with something to do with your work, perhaps. Like feeling tied down or frustrated. That's perhaps leading to like a sincere wish being granted in some other aspect of your life that has to do with this. Romance and success. Interesting. It could be something as well where it's like if one area of your life is sort of stalling or like it's not progressing or that there's like frustration tied around that. It could be it's because like another aspect of the work is shifting, right? Because this card talks about like you're doing the great work when you don't even know that you're doing it. Like it's kind of coming through as being like a different aspect of your work is changing, or like some sort of new opportunity is coming up for you that maybe is a form of a sincere wish being granted. That perhaps has to do with relationships. Yeah, 5 of Lotuses. This talks about change. 5 of Cups, though. So it does feel kind of like there's a loss somewhere. Or like a changing landscape with the water. There could be a change coming in that has some sort of emotional tie to it. Like it's like it could be some sort of loss because the horseshoe came out in reverse. Like maybe there's like this feeling of like bad luck is how it's coming through, like things not going your way, or like obstacles being put in your path, that it's like it is kind of feeling like like a series of like a string of bad luck maybe, or something like that. And if that's not happening for you, this is not your reading. Two of Lotuses. Interesting. Because the 5 of Cups, right? The 5 of Cups talks about right, like losing the 3 cups, but you still have the 2 of Cups present, which is interesting. Feeling tied down or frustrated within the 2 of Cups. Eight of Birds in reverse. That's the 8 of Swords. And Karma. This is the Justice card in this deck. Okay, I feel like some aspect of stuckness is actually changing for you. Like cuz it's eight of birds in reverse, it's like seeing the truth about something or like taking off the blindfold, right? So it could be something where it's like maybe you were feeling stuck in a certain area of your life, but it does feel like you're receiving, like with the uncreated, some sort of inspiration or some sort of new idea or some sort of successful path that's like opening up, that feels like interesting that the romance card is coming out with karma, justice, and the Two of Cups. Maybe there was an energy of like Eight of Lotuses. No, that one should go here. Okay. Underneath the cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life. Perhaps you're making a change that perhaps you're making a change that has to do with like what it was that you're dissatisfied with. Like you're changing something about that with the Eight of Cups, like walking away from anything that's not serving you or anything that's like not satisfying in whatever way. What's the needle and thread? Yeah, the Wanderer. This, I think this is the Knight of Wands, maybe? No, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, underneath the needle and thread. Perhaps you're exploring something new. This feels kind of like a new pathway, a new creative project. It could be with the needle and thread. It could be that you're just like exploring different things or learning about new things that are inspiring to you, and that's like creating some sort of change within the work, so to speak, or like something to do with like something that was unsatisfying to you, Leo. Seven of Birds. Interesting, because this card to me talks about sort of like a magnetic compass, right? Like how birds always know which direction to go in. But this one kind of feels like there's this energy of like maybe you lost that sort of direction. Because with the yoke and the horseshoe, it's like maybe you or like this feeling of like being on a really long journey, but that there's no quote unquote destination, or you don't feel like you're ever getting there wherever it is that you're going. Maybe you feel like you've lost direction in some way. This Two of Cups. Two of Trees. Interesting. Two of Cups, Two of Trees. Maybe there's a specific relationship with the Two of Cups that you're being asked to focus on, is how it's coming through. Like, because this Two of Trees talks about like tending to new growth, right? So it could be something where it's like there's some sort of new opportunity or new relationship. It could be a relationship to work. It doesn't necessarily have to be to another person, though the Two of Cups usually is. It could be that you're being asked to like sort of bring more energy or like more water, so to speak, to this new relationship. But in doing that, it sort of takes away from another aspect of your life that may be frustrating in some way. Like it's because I don't know why it's feeling like that. It just kind of feels like something is taking priority. Some sort of perhaps relationship is taking priority over other things maybe in your life. But I feel like in some way it is granting some sort of sincere wish that you have, and sort of attempting to remove the dissatisfied energy that may be around. What is the Eight of Birds? The Peacemaker and the Veil. This is the Star card in this deck. And the Peacemaker is the King of Cups. It does feel like you're being asked to focus like your emotional investment is how it's coming through with all this Cups energy. Focus your emotional investment on a particular relationship. It could be a specific relationship. It could just be like with the rose. If it's not a specific person, it could just be like what your idea of relationships, like what is satisfying to you in relationships, for example, or what you want to create or what you want to manifest in your relationships, right? Like more of like a general idea, because this is where the two majors are, right? You have the Star and Justice. So Libra Aquarius is coming through very strongly. It could be that there's a particular relationship that also has some sort of like successful outcome associated with it. Whatever it is, like this relationship is going to be successful in some way, or that the relationship has some sort of like creation that is part of your success or something like that. Because it kind of feels like you're being asked, Leo, to like what's happening if you are feeling frustrated in one aspect of your life. It's almost to like shift focus into whatever this is, to bring more of your water, so to speak, to this dynamic. I feel like okay, so what's this dissatisfaction with life? Eight of Cups. The dream world. One second, I'm just gonna find the guidebook for this deck. This is the mystery card that comes with this deck. Reconnection, perspective shift. With no windows or doors, it asks your mind to will it open. This is a place between here and there, of refuge, a revisiting of the collective unconscious. While life on Earth can sometimes feel lackluster, there's a space where we can still dream. The dream world contains both dreams and nightmares as they sparkle like scales in the water and offer glimpses into reality once not far from our own. Recall the power of this place and let it fill your voids. Do not let the trivialities of life dull your vision. What if our dreams are a direct link to our past lives and all we need is to remember that they were What if our dreams are a direct link to our past lives and all we need is to remember that they too were once real? Okay, so the whale, this card, the whale with the Eight of Cups, to me the whale is a symbol of like emotional depth, right? Emotional depth, and also a connection to this collective unconscious energy, because there is this sort of unconscious energy here because it's at the bottom of the ocean, so to speak. So maybe it's something where it's like you're finding there's something dissatisfying about perhaps your work or whatever it is that is not working for you, or like something that you're considering walking away from, or whatever, that is trying to heal something about this dream world aspect that you may have, where it's like trying to perhaps get, like, it could be something that you're seeing in dreams. Okay, there's something coming in here about, like, especially with dreams, like your dreams could be very significant in this time frame for you, Leo, because it may be trying to show you something about what it is that you're missing, so to speak, in terms of like what's satisfying to you and what's not, because it kind of feels like your dreams are trying to show you something about something that would be more satisfying to you. But there may be sort of like, I don't know, either resistance towards that, or like a frustration towards that, or like with the eight of birds, it did come out in reverse, but it could be something where it's like something where you feel like you can't do that, or that it's like some sort of like self-limiting belief or something like that. I feel like that's shifting though, like with this Veil card. I feel like you're actually being shown some sort of possibility, something that's becoming possible for you, or at least like being inspired by something or someone. It could be with the romance card. It could be that you're being inspired to create something that would be very satisfying to you. But in order to do that, you have to first visit this energy of like the dream world, and the subconscious is how it's coming through. Infinite paths, yeah. With the wanderer. Interesting. You have a sincere wish will be granted, the Wanderer, and infinite paths. This is the Sun card in this deck, but we were talking about like different options, or like a lot of different paths opening up. Perhaps it's just one other path, right? Perhaps there's like one new thing that you're being inspired to create, or something like that, that perhaps you received inspiration from in a dream or something, that's actually leading to like fulfillment and happiness, and is part of your quote unquote great work, but that you don't know that yet. Because it happens when you're not aware of it happening, is kind of how it's coming through. So it's kind of feeling like whatever this new path is, this new wish that will be granted, that is coming through with success and perhaps also romance in some way. And if it's not romance in terms of like a person or a relationship, it could be just something that's like very romantic, so to speak. Like it could be Venus energy. It could be sort of like a wish that you want, like something that's very romantic in terms of like idealistic, maybe. Like, how am I not describing that properly, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Like it's romantic. Perhaps it's like like a dream of yours, and like that, something that you would love to fulfill in some ways, how it's coming through. I feel like you're being asked to focus on that. So it's kind of like there may be sort of like this period of frustration because something that is already established in your life is going through a change in some way. In order to shift your focus into whatever this new thing is, I feel like maybe you're doing some sort of like subconscious dream world kind of work that is illuminating something for you, like with the veil, right? Like you're seeing some sort of new potential that I feel like you haven't seen before, or that it's whatever this new thing is will fulfill some sort of subconscious desire, is how it's coming through. It will fulfill a subconscious desire. And you have, the spirit plane at the bottom of the deck. This feels like a very spiritual energy for you, Leo, that is playing out in a way that's like your physical environment is being affected by that. Interesting, you have no pentacles. You have you do. You have 2 trees though. But this one talks about like the physical environment needs more water. So it kind of feels like there's the water today is representing the subconscious, or even the collective subconscious. It feels like you're using subconscious energies in order to change something in your physical environment that perhaps has to do with like something that's unsatisfying in your life. And that is going to bring about more success. Can I have one more card? Okay, not from this deck. They're saying, okay. Elements. Okay, what is this about for Leo? Yeah. The wildness, electricity. And you have magnetism, attraction at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's coming through with a lot of inspiration for you today, Leo. Inspiration that's creating movement, feels like, but movement away from something that you have been focusing on is how it's coming through. Embrace your wildness, break free of your self-imposed constraints, take immediate action. There is no need for further consideration of your problem. You contain the spark of the divine, so there is no reason to feel lesser. Confront the issue head on. Yeah, this is about some sort of new inspiration that's causing movement for you, Leo. And you're being encouraged to take that inspiration and run with it. There's no need to, what was the phrasing? There's no need to consider this problem anymore. I feel like this is coming through as being like a new direction for you. Okay. Leo, there may be sort of a need, though, to break through some sort of self-limiting constraints or beliefs on what is possible. So keep that in mind. I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.